Hello everyone. I'm going to continue reading from the Talmud of Meier. Radosführer, ringleader, from the older Radline Führer, or Radlines Führer, to the Middle High German Radlin, Ratchen. The designation for the circular formation of a band of Landskornets, mercenaries, or of a conspiracy, turmoil, or mischief. Ringleaders are also leaders in the case of a continuation of organizations declared unconstitutional. In the case of anti-constitutional sabotage, in the case of the founding of or participation in criminal or terrorist organizations, and in the case of mutiny of soldiers. As a rule, ringleaders are punished more severely than the other parties. Switzerland, in contrast to other countries, does not have the term ringleadership in its penal code. In the Talmud of Meier, a celestial son named Semyasa was a ringleader, that is, a commander of a unit of guardian angels or celestial sons, whom he instigated to actions contrary to commands, but who were punished by the insightful Ishwish only with a setting right and with a new teaching course concerning the prevailing laws. Number 4. Through the beginning of Emmanuel, it was determined and ensured, namely through the intervention of the high spirit levels, Patali and Erhat Athersada, that the traditional and billions of years old spirit form of Nocodemian, that is, of Henoch, etc., could reincarnate in the body of Emmanuel and in his personality. Number 5. Emmanuel was in no wise a possible heir to David's throne, because Emmanuel's mission did not lie in this direction, but rather in the spreading of the teaching of the prophets, or the teaching of the truth, teaching of the spirit, or the teaching of the creational energy, teaching of life. There was also no lineage to Emmanuel regarding David's throne. Also, with regard to David and Emmanuel, the biblical versions must not be presumed, as these have no relation whatsoever to reality, because they are based on falsifications of a very crass form. This is especially true also for the times and their reckonings, which do not relate to reality, but only to unreal assertions. This, at least with regard to the pre-testamental time, with which the extremely false Bible chronicle is meant, which was cobbled together in an extremely contradictory manner by book writers who called themselves prophets, etc., during 40 days of a wilderness sojourn. Number 6. The genealogy of Luke has no significance whatsoever. This is also valid regarding Emmanuel's genealogy for his brothers Jacobus or James, Hoses or Joseph, Simon and Judas in relation to Emmanuel's begetting by the extraterrestrial Gabriel, but also for his sisters, and also in relation to his brothers, who were not all fathered by Joseph, but some were orphan children whom Maria received in the mother's stead, and whom then also Joseph received in the father's stead and recognized as his own. Number 7. Nocodemian lived the last time as a personality around 1.2 billion years ago, but his history traces back to originally over 9 billion years ago. Henoch, Henoch the First also belongs to this line, while Henoch the First strolled the earth about 12,000 years ago, and Henoch the Second about 5,000 years ago. 8. In Emmanuel's time, it was disgracefulness to have a child by another man as a married person. For this reason, the procreation of Emmanuel by another man first had to be concealed from the public. Where still of particular significance was the circumstance that the procreational father, Gabriel, was an extraterrestrial, which one may not have said at that time in all openness, and which also would not have been understood. Such utterances could have meant stoning, for they would have been construed as blasphemy, and would have even been punished by death. Only through certain machinations and measures of the extraterrestrial Gabriel was it possible that with his disciples and discipluses, as well as with his other followers, Emmanuel's procreational father could be referred to as guardian angel or celestial son. 9. Apart from Emmanuel, no other procreations occurred on the earth through the celestial son Gabriel at that time, or even at later times. 10. The action with the beginning of Adam through Samyasa, the cousin of the main ringleader of the same name, was an unconventional cause that was disapproved by Ishwish Eris, but at the same time Samyasa, who came into appearance as an interim personality of the Nokodemean line, acted out on the grounds of a preview by which he knew the distant future, which he did not first reveal to the Ishwish, however, but only later. Thus, his wise of acting was still right, despite the infringement against the Ishwish's directive. Number 11, Joseph's behavior and giving in with regard to the marriage with Maria after she was impregnated by the extraterrestrial Gabriel was in no wise based in any connection with a veneration concerning Gabriel or the wrath owing to the descendants of Ishwish Eris. Joseph came to the insight solely through the true and rational explanations of Gabriel. 81. Behold, Joseph became the husband of the later wedded Maria, the mother of Emmanuel, who already had 3 orphan children in the mother's stead, and she was impregnated by a distant descendant of the celestial son Raziel, father of the Pleiadian Ishwish Hilak, who was the guardian angel of the secret, the mystery of the creational natural laws and recommendations, which is unresearched by the human beings of earth. 82. When Joseph learned of Maria's secret impregnation by a descendant of the celestial sons from the lineage of Raziel, he was filled with wrath and thought of leaving Maria before he would be espoused, married to her before the people. 83. While Joseph was thinking in this manner, a guardian angel sent by Gabriel, a delegate of the extraterrestrial Gabriel, the celestial son who had impregnated Maria, came and said, 84, quote, in the name of the celestial son, Gabriel, may it be known to you, Joseph, Maria is espoused to you in love, loves you, and you are to be her spouse. So she is not to be forsaken by you, because the fruit of her womb is chosen for a great purpose. Espouse, wed yourselves in bond, in all openness, so that you may be husband and wife before the people. 85. Behold, it occurred, the impregnation of Maria, more than 11,000 years after the procreation of Adam, with a terrestrial woman through the celestial son Samyasa, to fulfill the word of the Ishwish, the ruler of those who traveled from the depths of the firmament, outer space, who conveyed these words through the prophet Isaiah, who said, according to the Bible. Isaiah 7:14. Therefore the Ishwish himself will give you a sign. Behold, a young woman is impregnated by a celestial son, and will bear a son, whom they will call Emmanuel. 86. Behold, a young woman will be impregnated by a celestial son before she is espoused, married to a man in bond before the people. 87. She will call the fruit of her womb Emmanuel, which translated means the one with Ishwish knowledge, as a symbol and honor to the Ishwish, through whose power and providential care the earth was made to bear intelligent human life again, in a new form when the celestial sons, the travelers from the far reaches of the depths of the firmament outer space universe, mated with the wild pre-woman, primal woman, woman of early times of earth. 88. Behold, the Ishwish and his retainers came far from the depths of the firmament outer space, where they liberated themselves from a strong bondage, and created here a new human race, and found a new home with the early women of this earth. 89. The Ishwish deserves the honor of the new terrestrial human beings, who, after the primal human beings, ultimately came as Homo sapiens. For behold, he is truly the ruler of the creators, the celestial sons, of the new terrestrial human species, and to him honor should be given. 90. Except for him, there is nothing equal in form for these generations of each human species conceived by him. Therefore, alongside him, the human beings should also have no gods or tin gods, who truly did not create any human species at any time in any parts of the earth. 91. Except for the Ishwish, there is nothing of comparable form worthy of veneration in this wise, and over him and his celestial sons reigns only the might of all creation, the creation itself, which explanation, creation, what is it? The creation, explanation, creation, what is it? Okay, well, I'll finish this up later. Have a great day, Salome.